Hey guys, Ryan here again, RyTek Marine. Just want to show you tonight, I just came up with my new transducer mount for the new Airmar TM165. Brand new transducer just came out. It's the 165 HW. That means high and wide sort of thing, really wide beam angle. Very good specs on it. It's supposedly a pretty good transducer. Quite a bit more expensive than the TM150, but for shallow water guys or someone that wants to see a whole lot in the water column, it's probably the transducer for you without jumping up to the big boys, the 185 and the 260 and 275. So just open it up here. This one here took me a little while to figure out, longer than the TM150 did. For those that know about the TM150 mount. It also requires some modifications that you're going to have to do, but in the end you're going to have a fully adjustable transducer that doesn't need shimming or whatnot. Here, I'll show you the actual, so this is Lawrence, the number for the one that works with it. So if you can zoom in there, so the TM165 HW high-wide. On the back you see it's the exducer with chirp. So that's the 165, brand new, right out of the box here. So I'll just show you what the factory mount does, and then I'll just snap it together quick and then I'll pull it back out. So factory mount basically has a little nose cover that goes on. Basically this mount here snaps over place. This goes over the front, pushes down, and screws in. And then you get the little, again, plastic like the TM150 was, for the adjustment to go in. I'm not going to snap in it because it's actually really hard to take back apart. You actually have to use a pry bar and stuff to pop it all apart. But so this here is basically it. So this bracket that I came up with, it's two components that will be on the mount to finalize it when it's all done. And then it also comes with the drilling template like my TM150 mount had before. So this one here does the holes and whatnot, and then this is the actual stainless steel parts that's going to bolt on and make it fully adjustable, no shimming, no nothing like that. So give you a little rundown of what we're going to need to do. A couple tools. You're going to need a cordless drill, and then a 3/16 drill bit, 3/8 drill bit. Those are both going to be needed to drill through some plastic. And then either a good pair of side cutters, or I like these nib style cutters. They work really well. You can also use a die grinder or whatnot, and I'll show you our hacksaw. Actually, I'll grab my hacksaw here 1 second. This actually may be a whole lot easier, this little guy here, to do what I'm going to do. So lots of guys have little hacksaws kicking around. So snap this top bracket apart. When this is done, it's actually going to look like this when it's actually finished, but it's going to be fully adjustable with my mount. So you're going to take that piece off. And again, sorry for tonight, guys. I'm actually in my wood shop. We have quite the winter storm going on, and my metal shop where I do all my fabrication stuff with the steel is just heated with the wood stove, and I have not felt like going out and firing up the wood stove tonight. So I'm in my wood shop, that nice gas furnace, and nice and warm in here. It's about 72, 73 degrees in here, and it's nice and freezing cold and blizzard conditions outside. So anyway, so this is it when it's all taken apart. So as you can see, all plastic all the way around. The thing that we're going to do with the saw is cut these little nibs off that little piece of plastic that sticks out there. You can do it with the actual side cutters if you wanted to. They're just going to pop off, or actually the hacksaw is probably going to be a real good idea too. So I'll just do that right now. Actually, start from one side. Always make sure you get the transducer cable down and around. Don't want to land up nicking that off or anything. There we go. little bit tricky to cut here. Normally I'd probably do it in a vise, but I don't have a vise handy close enough that I can videotape two at the same time. So that one there's almost through. But basically, this is what I want to do anyway. Just slide it over, and basically all you want to do is nip those off the plastic anyway. So these actually work real easy. It's not going to hurt nothing, not going to wreck anything. There we go, zoom in close enough there, you can see what I'm doing. Just like that. Just snip them, clean up, perfect. That's actually really quick and easy. And basically, so when it's done, it's just going to look nice and clean, and those little nibs that were sticking on there are no longer. So you can take that, you can get out the actual drilling mount, and first you're going to chuck the 3/16 drill bit in your drill. And what we're going to end up doing when this is mounted, there's a little hole on the bottom, 3/16 hole. Right there, that's the hole you're going to drill here. So basically, you can take the mount. It's actually going to slide in here. And basically, the reason we got to do this 3/8 hole is there's nothing really to snap it in place while I'm pre-drilling it, like my TM150 mount was. But here you can see, just take the point of the screwdriver, there's the center of that hole. That's a little hole you're going to drill through there, and then I give you a little through bolt that you actually bolt that into place to drill the next one. So basically, nice, slow, and easy. Drill straight through there. So now I've actually gone through. There was no hole in there previously, but now there is. So what you're going to do, get rid of that little saw because I did not need that. You're going to take the little machine screw that's applied and a little bolt and nut. And you can see I'm actually going to fasten it down here. Give me a second. There we go. Put the wrench on it. Tighten the screw down. There we go, cinch it down. So now the mount is actually being held in place. So now the next thing we're going to want to do is we're actually going to drill, chuck the 3/8 drill bit in the drill, put it on low speed, don't need it too fast, and we're actually going to drill through, with the drilling jig, through the bottom mount right there. So just make sure again the transducer cable's out of the way. Put some little bit of tension on there. It's not going to take a whole lot. And we're just going to drill through the plastic. One side done. Other side. Just nice and slow. You don't want to go too quick here. So there we go. We're done with the drill. Blow all the dust off. So now you've actually got a 3/8 hole going in there. So that's actually going to be for your 3/8 through bolt that goes back through. So now, put the wrench back on, remove that little machine screw. Don't discard it because you're actually going to keep it, and it actually gets mounted back on the transducer when you're finished. So pull it apart. Now the drilling jig is now done. We don't need that anymore. So now we're going to take this little guy. That's the bottom mount that actually bolts to the transducer mount. So here is why we needed to take these little ears off of these little nibs right there, because there's a top hole in there. That's a locating hole, kind of like what the TM150 was. That's going to slide nice and tight into there and then line up with the rest. So what we want to do is kind of slide it in and pull out on the sides of the mount. You're not going to break it at all. You're just going to bend it out a little bit while you're pushing this down and in. Takes a little bit of persuasion. It's coming. That side's in. Get the opposite side in. Oh, it wasn't quite down all the way. There we go. So both sides are now in. So this is it basically for the bottom part of the actual transducer mount. You want to push it in. Actually, it's got to go in a little bit more here. Let's just use a screwdriver. And the hole's not lining up there yet. Alright guys, sorry about that there. I had to realize that when I drilled the hole out, there's a little burr that actually was on the little drill bit keeping the plastic from wanting to snap in there. So I just snapped that down into place there now. So now it's sitting, hopefully you can see it into position there. So it's sitting down, this lip has now snapped into place, so we can put the bolt in there again. So this time, before you saw me do it with the drilling template, I dropped it in from the bottom, but now I actually want to go from the bottom side and come up through, and I'll actually supply you with a little washer for the bottom side. I don't have one handy. Left in the other shop when I was over there before getting some stuff, but it's just for demonstration anyway. So now you're going to put this little bolt into place, and you just tighten it down. Don't tighten it too crazy. Just all it's really doing is holding the mount together and whatnot. So now you can see the actual through bolts will all line up nicely, and you might just have to move them a little bit or drill through, but it looks in pretty good shape there. All I recommend doing now is just making sure it's got the needed clearances there. Just go straight through like that and just line everything up perfectly that way. And then you take the so that's all done. The mount's actually totally finished there now. And just make sure there, when I just did that, it just popped out again. The plastic just wanted to pull away a little bit there. So put the spacer through. That's through there. Take your washer, bolt. Now, this is where we put the rest of the original transducer back into place. So this here, when it's all done, it actually looks pretty factory looking. Everything just snaps back down into place there. Looks nice all the way from the front. You take that little nose cone piece, and it's actually got, it slides down in, and then there's two screws that will actually go in from front. So I'm going to screw these down. And I should say, well, I'll definitely be saying this in the comments in the video section and all that stuff, but this bracket actually works with the P66 also. It's the exact same transducer body as the P66. So any guys that have issues with the P66, with leveling and just not being able to run it perfectly, or needing to run shims and whatnot, the P66 shares the exact same bracket. So that's one cool thing there. So there, this is done. Oh, and you know what? I forgot. I also have to drill through this one. And I forgot to do that when I did this. I'm going to take it apart again. That's my mistake, jumping ahead. Those two mouths are actually supposed to be together when you drill them, and I just did them singly. Oops, I'm going to get that nose cone off. Once it slides off, then the rest of it comes apart easily. And again, this transducer, for as much as it's worth, it's all plastic and pops apart, and it's one thing why it's nice having some solid backbone here of the big mounts. So quick take this off again. There we go. Pull the mount out. So you need a slot screwdriver if you're trying to take it all back apart again. Just to pry the plastic apart. There we go. Just pops out like that. It's a tight fit. The tolerances are pretty tight on it. Outwards. Little plastic nub things want to get stuck in that 3/8 through hole, and that's what was keeping it. So I'll do this again. Put this guy back into place this time, which I totally forgot about doing. And then again, that guy gets put into place there. Drop the little bolt through. So again, when you're drilling with the drill for the template, it's best just to drop the bolt down through the bottom because you can actually get it better there. Just cinch it down. A little bit like before. Now we go straight through again with the drill. One side. Just nice and easy and slow. No race. And again, just go right through. Set the drill back down. So now all the parts of the mount are drilled and going to come together all in one when we get this done here. So almost done. Through bolt out. Okay, so just quick pop this guy off again. There he comes off, so you get the holes drilled through there. Now you can slide the inner bracket back in again. Just make sure this is what happened before, that there was just some plastic caught up in there, and that was enough to keep it from wanting to go down. There you go, just snapped it in. Snapped it on both sides. Everything's in nice and tight there now. You can put this guy back over. Now again, everything's drilled through there. So now we're coming along. That's my mistake for not drilling them both at the exact same time before. And one thing I did forget about, and we can do that now because it's totally in the open, is putting that little bolt in the back. And I just drill it through. Sorry about moving the camera there. Screw was right under the camera. Okay, so that's put in there. Take the through bolt out and put it back in the box. Come up from the bottom side. Again, there'll be a washer in the actual kit. And put it on. Again, you don't have to get crazy, tighten things up, just to hold her in place. But that's all that's going to stick out there. A little bit at the bottom there, that's well below the above the water line where the transducer is supposed to run. So now the transducer is all in place, like what you see there. Put the little spacer back in for the through bolt. You line that up so that the bolt can go through. I like to just pre-lined up there. I'm actually going to again, like what I did before, when just put that through there. It doesn't should have all been perfectly lined up, but just the way it bolts back together, it was out by just a touch. Just open it up a bit. Throw this back through. So that's that. And we got our template, or the rear upper mount, with the washer on the one side. Through the other, straight through. Come out. Washer. And the 9/16 bolt. I get wrenches, and I moved one of the wrenches a second ago. Here it is. Just a little bit more. So like my other transducer mounts, you just want to snug them up initially until they're like this for leveling. Just nice and easy moving. And then once you get in the water, then you can tighten it right down tight. Because and then the last step, my normal grommet system that I always use. So you take the grommet, open it up, slide it around the wire, and then slide it, give it a push, and it goes in. So here's the new Airmar TM165 HW, new RyTek mount. I had to put RyTek on the side of the upper transom mount because there was nowhere I could put it, but looks kind of cool with it actually being the Airmar mount and everything, and just the upper brackets. So now, no more shimming. The shim that came with it, you get one. Don't have to deal with these guys anymore. Bolt pattern's the exact same as the Airmar. Everything lines up there. Overall mount, height, everything. If you're replacing one of these to another, or taking P66 off and putting this in its place, your holes stay in the exact same spot. The mount has, the holes will be in the same spot, but the actual slots, I put an extra over 1/2 inch of up-down travel into this here. So there's, just because it's stainless steel, I can go down to within 3/16 of the bottom and the top there. So that works really well. So that is it, and you can just adjust it wherever you need to, and then tighten her down so she never moves, and that's going to be an awesome transducer, especially for bass boats. You know, the big walleye boats, the Rangers, all those. High-speed boats that, you know, 50, 60 plus miles an hour. You get a transducer that's going to take it. It's as solid as a rock inside. Everything's real nice on that, and looks kind of factory except for the upper brackets. So turned out really well, and that's it. So if you guys have any questions, just send me a message on the RyTek YouTube page, or you can message me through my actual website, rytekmarine.com. You'll be able to see them for purchase on RyTek Marine in a few days. And it's going to be awesome. So we've got a whole bunch of these on the go right now. And this was the first one I put together right in front of your eyes here, just because I couldn't do it. I had to physically show you how to drill it and all that stuff, but nice and easy. Follow the steps and don't miss any steps like I did there. Goes nice, quick, and easy, and goes from there. So you guys have a good night, and I'll get this uploaded. And any questions, give me a shout, or email me, call me, whatever you want to do. Thanks a lot, guys.